Hi, and welcome to the first video in our How to Tell Stories on Oolipo series. My name is Doro and I'm going to walk you through the platform. If you want to start creating stories on Oolipo, head to oolipo.com/create, type in your login credentials and start creating. The first thing you'll see is the Welcome to Oolipo page. Here you find all the stories you created already. You see, in my case, there are already a few. Before we start creating a new story, just a quick walk through this site here. You have here a button with My Story. This will lead you to our community, email support, terms of use, privacy policy, all that stuff. And here you have the info about your account and the possibility to sign out again. Okay, so let's create a new story. It starts like this. Give it a name. No worries, you can always change that later. So I gave it a name and now it popped up here. And if I press here, I'll end on the first page where the screen is in the size of the story, like the phone. Okay, this is called the story overview page. Here you have the story header and all the descriptions. And hey, you already get 5 stars for just starting the story. Isn't that amazing? Okay, if you type in the story description, don't worry, you can always change that later. Same is true for the episode texts. And if you scroll down a bit, you can add a new episode here as well. You see here 2 images on this page. Images are always defined by this symbol, this black icon for images. And we can change this header image easily by just clicking on it. This is the first time the asset library shows up. And here you can quickly upload something new. I'll walk you through this one time. Here I have an how-to header image. It already has the right dimensions that work best so that nothing is cut down that I don't want to. You see the dimensions are around 1241 pixels to 649 or 1242 to 650. So while it's still converting, I press it and here we go. The same I could do with the episode image, but I want to start creating pages now. So I click on the edit button on the first episode and here we go. This is the first page of the first episode of your story. It has, by default setting, the size of an iPhone 6 screen. I'm sorry. If you want to have a look at how it will view on other phones, click on the symbol in the bottom corner on the left. For now, there are only iPhones in there, but Android will be added soon. Above that, you see where you are in your story, page 1 of 1. This might not be so important now, but as soon as you start creating interactive stories with a lot of pages, this will be quite handy, believe me. And because we are in the corner already, let's click here. This is like a publishing history or the history of all the stuff you did with the story. Again, the more you do and the more you change, the more useful this feature becomes. So, but leave it for now. Okay, let's go back to our first page. Every page is built in a 2-layered way. That means we have a background and we have on-top modules. Let's start with the background. The background you can edit by clicking on the right corner, the black wheel symbol. If you click it, the edit box for the page comes up and you see you can add images. You can also add video here as background and you can change the color. What you also are able to do is layout, set a layout for the whole page. If you click it, you see padding. What does padding mean? Padding is responsible for the difference you have here between screen and the on-top module. And if you define it like that, every on-top module on this page will have this distance, which is also quite useful because otherwise you have to do it individually for every on-top module. And you can also change this here. Also quite nice. Further, you can add sound and swipe actions, but this was something, these are more details we get into later. So let's save the changes. Okay, if you are fine with this page, let's create a new one. How do we do that? By pressing the green symbol on the right on your screen, the plus symbol. So now we are on page 2 of 2. Let's quickly just change the color. Press Save Changes. All changes saved to server, perfect. And then to make it more easy to demonstrate, let's do a third page. If you want to have an overview of all the pages and maybe even the threads you have, go on Overview and the Scene Manager will show up. You see with the corner you are on this page here and you are in the main thread. What does thread mean? Thread, here you can add a new one, are like different plot lines, for example, and they are important if you want to have interactive features in your story. So for example, if a user shall be able to decide on page 2 where to continue reading, page 3, or maybe in an alternative storyline, which is called the interactive thread. Let's leave that for now. So we have overview, we have assets. The on top modules are created again by clicking on the plus symbol. You can choose between text, image and video. Let's go with the text. You see I didn't change the layout of the page, so it stuck to this. And if you have a blog or wrote on the web already, you know how this works. It's quite easy, like this. Okay, so I am now in the interactive page. That means I'm on my second thread. Let's go back to the main thread. And now let's have a look how the viewer, the user, will see it. To do that, just press the play button in the right bottom corner and you will get an impression of how the viewer will see your story if you publish it. And that's exactly what we're going to do. What does publish mean at the moment at Oolipo? It means that your story will be viewable to everyone who has the link. So you see here we also have to publish the first episode. Now this is published, but still the story is unpublished. We have to press this button. And now you are able to share it. So this will be how others who have this link will see your story on the web and how they are able to read it. The black screen in between, the transitioning, is still a bug we're fixing, but that's it for now. So now you're ready to create a story like this. Thanks for watching and please share your questions with us. See you soon!